Wait. There we go. Now we're live.
All right. So it's been 30 minutes. I got my frozen Reese's here. I took a shower. Life is good. They feel nice and hard. They didn't stick too terribly to my plastic wrap.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, although I definitely.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the audio.
Definitely still recommend parchment paper. Yeah, it's kind of sort of sticking, not terrible, but a little bit. So yeah, I use plastic wrap for my base on my pan when I froze them.
Okay, show the Amazon peeps what the.
All right, so Amazon peeps. So here's our frozen eggs, Reese's eggs. I put them on plastic wrap. They did stick a little bit. I recommend parchment paper. I'm just out. I got my spring salt ready, locked and loaded. And I have my chocolate that was sitting in the microwave. So here's the consistency of that. Again, it's like runny, it's smooth, but it's not like super hot. It's warm. So malleable, but you don't want it too hot. Okay. Now, fair warning, you're going to get pretty messy during this process. So you just kind of dip the eggs in there. I do one side at a time and kind of scrape the chocolate off after I dip the first side. Otherwise, you might get way too much chocolate. We like a certain consistency of chocolate to peanut butter ratio. And then just place that guy right back on the, ideally, parchment paper. So once this is done, once all the coating is done, we're going to just pop it right in the fridge. You can put it back in the freezer if you want it ready quicker, but honestly, it doesn't take very long in the fridge. So I usually just put it right back in the fridge. Again, I'm just kind of dipping, and then I'm scraping that extra layer of chocolate off because it does kind of like to cake on there pretty thick. Unless you're into that. If you really want them super chocolatey and less peanut buttery, you could add another, half cup of chocolate chips and just get a lot more chocolate. But we try to be mindful of the sugar. So we like kind of a thinner chocolate coating. It's still pretty thick. I mean, I'll show you guys when it's all done, but I try to keep it somewhat consistent with what you might get from an actual Reese's. But yeah, it's DIY. That's another benefit of making your own Reese's at home. You can get your exact peanut butter to chocolate ratio, your preferred situation. So yeah, just kind of scoop the chocolate around. And it's okay if it's not perfectly coated or, you miss some spots. I'm never like a super stickler about that because, like I said, there's plenty of chocolate here. It's more just about trying to keep an evenness of flavor when you bite into it and then creating a space for me to put my salt, my spring salt on there. And once I'm done, like I said, you do get fairly messy. Definitely want to wash your hands before you go in here. And then even if you use gloves, I've tried it, it's the same type deal. It just gets kind of harder to work with the scraping of the chocolate with gloves. And I wasn't getting as much consistency. So I just use my hands. And then when I'm done, you're going to need some super hot water to help you take off the coating of chocolate that's on your fingers. Or you can ask your kids to help you just, lick it right off. For those of you who don't mind sharing germs with your kids will be happy to tag in to lick all the chocolate off your hands and off the rest of the bowl. You don't want to enlist your dog, though. Normally, Misha's our cleanup crew, but yeah, no chocolate for her. No chocolate for the doggo. All right, so I just got a few Reese's little eggs left. They're looking pretty good. This is definitely Michael's favorite little snack. And on days where we have kind of more of a mellow rhythm, I try to always make them because it doesn't take a whole lot of bandwidth or time. And I can kind of make them in between making or prepping other things. Like, again, today I'm doing the Reese's, I'm baking cookies, I'm doing dishes, 3 loads of laundry, vacuuming the house, cleaning the bathrooms, and watching the baby. Taking care of the dog. So it's doable. And I'm about to do a yoga live stream. So yeah, these Reese's are quite an easy thing to add into your day rhythm, even if you're a busy mom or whatever. I mean, I kind of think to myself, how long does it take for me to get in the car, drive to the store, buy Reese's, and come home? Probably 30 minutes. So, and I would say all together, like because the most of the time they're just sitting in the freezer. Your actual prep and this part time is like maybe 15, 20 minutes. All right, so we got all our reserves ready. Empty bowl of chocolate coating and pretty gnarly chocolate pans. I'm gonna let those run in hot water and give them a wash before I do the salt. Sometimes I'll take a spoon and do a little chocolate drizzle on the top. Like if I wait too long or if I get distracted or something else is going on. Once I coat those Reese's, that chocolate coating is starting to set because the Reese's are super cold. So the chocolate coating is starting to set on them and get hard, so it's harder to put the little salt on top. But if you just keep your chocolate bowl that I just put in the sink, if you just keep that out and let the warm chocolate set, you can just grab a little spoon or a little fork and drizzle a slight bit of the wet or the warm melted chocolate on top of those chocolates that are already set. And then your spring salt will stick easily to the Reese's. So little hack in case you get busy or you don't have time to do the salt step. But just a few minutes is enough time. Like right now it's still somewhat able to hold the salt on. So if you wait like 1 to 2 minutes, you'll be all right. If you wait 5 to 10 minutes, I recommend the drizzle option, which can look a little nicer anyway. So all right.
I like how we call them Reese's.
Oh yeah, I kind of forget. The kids I think Tessa or someone was calling them Reese's when she was little, so now we just call them Reese's, even though they're Reese's. All right, so here we are, the finished product. You can see the little spring salt sprinkled on top. They look lovely, so I'm going to stick them in. I'm going to try to get like a little closer. I'm going to stick them in the fridge now.
Now let's get set up for yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga time. Midday yoga. You position this in opposition. Right? Hope you're gonna stay with me. All right, let's get into it. And then what's up? I got you, Forge. I got you on a child. Oh, or Julius Caesar or Julius Caesar. I got you. What's going on? You ready for some yoga now, y'all? Let's dive into the fun.
All right.
Let's get it. Now I'm going to double check the audio on TikTok's working because before it wasn't. So let's just double check.
All right. I'm going to take a minute to talk about my yoga outfit today. Again, nice little versatile outfit. I like layering up in the winter. I have some leggings, Depot leggings on, which I love these. They're super buttery soft. It honestly feels like almost a second skin. They're really thin, but they're tight to your body. So it ends up being nice for especially indoors winter, but I can totally wear them outside too with some nice like higher socks and boots. And then I have my EcoWear. This is actually part of a two-piece outfit, this top. It has shorts that go with it, but it's long sleeve. And of course, it's a little too cold for shorts. So in the wintertime, I just wear it as a layer and I tie it up in the back. It does have a nice kind of relaxed fit, but I like to tie it up just to kind of keep all the heat in. I like everything tight to my body in the winter because I find that I stay warmer. But it has a really nice little waffle pattern on it that you might be able to see here. So it's a nice little texture. And then of course I have my, what is this? The Mom Cozy bra? Mom Cozy, I think. Yeah, Mom Cozy nursing bra that doubles as a sports bra, that doubles as a pumping bra. I love it. My most versatile bra. And I have my glasses on today because my eye, I made the mistake the other night.
Got that pink eye.
Yeah, I made the mistake the other night of leaving all my makeup on, my mascara on. When we got home with the kids from this really fun day, and my right eye has just not recovered from all of that makeup on. So it's bothering me. I'm going to have glasses on. We're going to keep a nice little slow flow today. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it on for the warmth. And then I'm going to go right back to finishing my other couple of rounds of cookies after this. So I've got glasses on today. Let the eye rest. We're going to do a light back kind of regenerative flow. A little bit of strength, isometric strengthening, but mostly just kind of stretching and lengthening and breathing for the back. Actually, I'm going to angle this down just a wee bit more so you can see all of the mat. Yeah, that should be better. All right. Mike's kind of tagging along while tagging in for Hope. So you'll hear the various Sound effects from Hope Bear as normal. All right.
I could also go in the other room.
Yeah, it's fine by me. I'm good with whatever. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to have you guys, of course, sit on your little cushion if you have one. If not, we'll start on the mat. I just want you to come into a comfortable seated position, nice, easy pose. Crossing the legs, resting the hands on the knees, closing the eyes, and then think about planting those sits bones into your pillow or mat, reaching the crown of your head up and allowing your spine to elongate. Your shoulders will naturally start to relax back and down. You're going to tune into the breath happening in the belly. Just kind of slowing down, becoming aware. And while you're becoming aware, try to maybe lengthen the inhales and exhales just a wee bit. Nothing uncomfortable, just a little bit of lengthening with this increased awareness of the breath. And just kind of take inventory during this time of how your back might feel right now. Maybe you feel some tension in your upper back or lower back. Just breathing, creating space and some awareness there. And we'll open our eyes, take a big inhale, stretch the arms out to the side like you're pressing away the walls. Retain the breath, flex the palms up and down. And exhale, coming to prayer heart center. Beautiful. And again, inhale, stretching it out. Retain and flex. And exhale, prayer. Beautiful. Interlace the fingers. Inhale as you press the palms up to the ceiling. Retain the breath, straight the arms over the head left, pressing the chest out right. Hold this position as you exhale. Inhale, reach it up. And retain, drape right, pressing the chest out left. And hold here as you exhale. Good. Inhale, reach it up one more time, nice and high. And exhale, bring the hands behind the head. Start to kind of roll the shoulders out, breathing deeply, just warming everything up. Elbows apart, chest up, and you can alternate the direction as you're breathing deeply. Good. Now we'll take the pillow out if you're using a pillow and stretch the legs out long here. And this is just going to be like a 15-20 minutes. So if you only have a little bit of time, there's still plenty of time to relax that back. I want you to pull the toes in towards the chest as usual. So we have that nice stretch on the lower side. Sit up nice and tall and take a little inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bend forward to feel that little stretch in the lower back. Nothing extreme. You shouldn't feel any pain here. Just as far as feels comfortable, keeping the upper body relaxed. And with the next inhale, we'll slowly come back up. Good. Exhale, slowly down, relaxing the upper body, just going as far as feels good. And inhale, slowly up. Exhaling down. It's a good position for this. We're going to inhale about halfway up this time. And exhale as far as you comfortably can here, down, tucking the chin all the way into the chest, just holding this down position, focusing on lengthening the inhales and exhales. So really letting the belly press out against the thighs as you inhale and pulling that belly button back as you exhale. You want to keep the toes pulled in. The upper body is nice and relaxed. Chin is tucked all the way to the chest. And we're breathing. With the next inhale, we'll slowly come back up. Good. Then we'll exhale, tucking the left foot into the right knee or thigh area. Take a big inhale, sitting up tall here. And exhale, slowly lower down to that extended right leg, keeping those toes pulled in and only going so far as feels comfortable for the lower back. As you inhale, slowly come back up. Even if it's just a couple inches, that's fine. Exhaling slowly down. And inhaling up.
Are you checking with me and see you can go that far?
Exhale down. Yeah, she's like, I remember yesterday. Mom's on that weird mat. We're going to inhale up halfway. And exhale down as far as you comfortably can. Tuck the chin to the chest, holding this down position. Keep the toes pulled in and the upper body is relaxed. We're just going to focus on nice long breaths here.
Okay. Hey, up there. What are you doing?
Inhale, slowly come back up. Up. You joining in. As you exhale, you're just going to trade the legs out. Right foot is going to tuck into the left knee or thigh area. Same as you did on the opposite side, just mirror that. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Pull the toes in on the left side. And exhale, slowly bend forward. I wish you guys could see off camera. I got Hope Bear over here harassing me. Misha's over there harassing Michael. Okay. Inhale, come back up. She likes to lay on the yoga mat while you're doing yoga. And exhale, slowly down. Good. Upper body's relaxed. Inhale, slowly up. And exhale down. Checking in with Dada. And with the next inhale, you're going to come about halfway up. With an exhale, go down as far as you comfortably can. Tuck the chin to the chest. Hold in this down position. Keep those toes pulled in. Upper body is relaxed, and we're just elongating the breath here as much as you can.
Okay. Come here. Come here. Come here. It's wrong. Okay, let me pause that.
Inhale, slowly come back up. You're so brave. Exhale, both legs are going to come forward. You're going to relax your feet, keeping the ankles together though. We're going to bring the hands about a foot behind your back with your fingers facing forward towards your feet. Take an inhale in this position. Then as you exhale, you're going to raise the hips up and roll the head back. As you inhale, gently bring the hips down. And exhale, relax and fold forward. Inhale, slowly coming back up to seated position. Exhale, hips come up, head goes back. And inhale, hips come down. Exhale, relax. Every movement here is nice and slow and controlled, just like the breath. We'll do one more of those. Inhale, sitting up. Exhale, hips up, head back. Here for one deep breath. And inhale, bring the hips down. And exhale, relax. Beautiful. Now we're going to inhale and come to seated position. We're just going to do some nice gentle stretching and really focusing on just lengthening, strengthening the back. So we're just going to place the left hand down. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Nice and gentle, keeping those sits bones planted into the mat here, really opening that side body. We're going to inhale, bring the right hand down. Exhale, bring the left up and over again, keeping the sits bones planted into the mat and stretching, opening. Do one more time, either side. Inhale. Exhale, right arm up and over. And last one, inhale, right hand comes down. Exhale, left up. Beautiful. I will inhale, come down. We're just going to flip over our knees, coming into all fours for a couple cat-cows. So warming everything up.
Now.
Make sure that your hips are right over your knees, shoulders are right over wrists. As you inhale, we're going to lower the chest, raise the head up. And exhale, press the chest up to the ceiling and allow the head to fall forward. These always feel really good, especially in the morning. Inhale, chest goes down, head goes up, or after a long lift. Exhale, press the chest up, allow the head to fall forward. Good. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale.
Yeah, mommy's right there. Come here.
And last one. Inhale.
Come here. Hold there. Yeah.
And exhale. Inhale, come to neutral spine, and we're just going to work on a couple of bird dogs. I like to sometimes incorporate these for the lower back just for isometric stuff after I stretch. So you're going to take your opposite arm and leg and raise them on the inhale with your palm facing in. Enough room here. And your heel coming out. So you're really trying to elongate. Keep a nice neutral spine so your head's going to get down on your mat. And as you exhale, you're just going to bring it back down. Then you're going to inhale, coming on the opposite side, doing the opposite arm and leg, pressing that heel back towards the wall, palm facing in, stretching the fingers forward, looking down at your mat, and exhale, coming down. Do a couple more each side. Inhaling, opposite arm and leg, stretching the spine out, and exhaling, coming down. Good. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale down. Good. And again, inhaling up. Exhaling down. These are really good for prenatal and postpartum too. Inhale. Last one. If you guys want an added challenge, you can always do breath holds on those. For right now, we're just going to widen the knees, bring the big toes to touch, and sit back on our heels for child's pose. Bringing the forehead down to the mat, taking a few deep breaths. Nice, gentle hip opener here.
It's okay, I have a question. My knee feels really tight. Should I not force my butt back? What's the best knee?
If your knee feels tight here, yeah. If you feel any pain, you've gone too far. So I would go a little bit up. And then if your knee feels bad on the bottom, you're just going to want to double up your mat to create a little bit more cushion. If that's the problem.
Yeah, I just feel.
Yeah, if you're too tight, then just don't go as far back. You can come down to your elbows, or you can even stretch your arms out like this, as long as it doesn't hurt the top of your knees.
Yeah, my shoulder too. If I come out here, my shoulder.
Yeah. Yep. So on your.
So Cari's catering it to my shoulder, my knees.
That's great.
Whole bear.
Look at this brazen little 8-month-old.
No biting, mommy.
All right. So
come
for
over
the next
here.
couple positions, we're going to go down on the mat on our backs. Just the last few things for stretching out the back. Hopefully I have enough room here. So you're going to lie flat on your mat with your legs out nice and long between the dog and the baby. Michael's juggling too much. Dog's going in the crate for sure. You can leave your palms face down here. And we're just going to work the abs a little bit because, believe it or not, if you do have lower back pain or back pain in general, a lot of times having a weak core is part of that pain. So just gently strengthening your core while you're stretching out your back is always a good idea. So we're just going to raise one leg up. We'll do the right leg up, pointing the foot. And then we're going to flex the foot and exhale as we lower down, coming back down. You really want to pull the belly button in towards the spine on the back and down. So inhale, point, and lift on the opposite side, left leg. Exhale, flex, and lower down. Good. Now switching back to the right leg. Inhale, point, and lift. Exhale, flex, lowering down. Good. We'll do a few more. Inhale, left leg, pointing, lifting, keeping the core tight. Exhale, flex and lower. Good. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, flex and lower. Real-time parent life. And inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, flex and lower down. You really should feel your core kind of burning here because that's tight the whole time. And we're just going to take a moment after that to kind of hug the knees into the spine and rock back and forth, especially if you have lower back pain. It's nice to give yourself a little bit of relaxation and reprieve after working your core or your posterior chain. Breathing and rocking. You can also open this into a wide knee rock, which will get a little bit more higher on the back and relieve some tension there. And then you can even go into happy baby, which will get more of the upper back. So I kind of like to do all three variations just so I kind of hit a relaxation on all parts of my back. Breathing deeply, rocking, kind of give it a little massage and grounding. And then we'll bring the legs down. We're just going to do one more little thing for core and then give a spinal twist to close it out. So I really like this one. This one's also really good for digestive issues. So I like to take my left knee in and hug as I inhale, bringing my knee to my nose, basically. And, inhale down. Good. Then the opposite leg is going to come in, exhaling, bringing the knee to the nose, keeping the foot nice and flexed. And inhale, bringing it down. So again, nice, deep, long breath. Exhale, left knee comes in, knee goes to nose, core is nice and tight. And inhale, bring it down.
You're trying to test those boundaries.
Exhale, now right one comes in.
She's like, what about this? Is this okay?
And inhale, relax it down. Core is tight the whole time, guys. Exhale, left in. Inhale, down one more. Let's do. And exhale, right. And inhale, relax. Good. Take a moment to just kind of wiggle it out if you feel any tightness. Now for the next thing we're going to do, I really love this little twist. It's great if you have back injury or you can't do the classic spinal twist. You're going to bring your left foot on top of your right knee and bend your left leg. You're going to use your right hand to grab the outside of that left knee, and then your left arm is going to extend out to the side. As you exhale, that knee is going to twist and come down to your right, and you're going to try to look your head to the left to really fully give that spine a nice,
that's so good.
Yeah, nice deep twist. Now this one you want to kind of hold for a while. I like to do maybe like 8 to 10 breaths sometimes on this stretch, just because you'll start to notice with each exhale, you get maybe a little bit deeper. The back muscles will relax a little bit more. And it's just a nice way to close out your yoga practice, getting the spinal twist in any position and feeling that relaxation in the back compared to the tightness we usually feel when you start. Really deep belly breaths here, relaxing into this. Let's do one more deep breath. And we're just going to gently unfurl and switch sides. Good. So now you're going to extend that left leg, bring the right foot on top of the left knee, bending the right leg. Left hand grabs the outside of that right knee, right arm extends out to the side. And we're going to exhale, twisting that leg down to the left, looking our heads to the right towards that extended right arm. And again, breathing, taking the time to really relax into this one. And keep a nice long breath.
She's like hanging on from dear lips. No. Also, thank you for the follow on Amazon. And then Ola, what's going on YouTube? I'm going to hold Hope there and tag in. Hello. Ooh, question.
Done.
Hit us with that question.
Yeah, this
We'll
is
see what kind of question this will be. It's always fun. I'll give a shout out for whoever following here. Also, Charles, thanks for the follow. Speaking of which, if you guys aren't following and subscribing, I would say do that. And also, one thing I would say, Cari, to remind people too, is when you if you don't have time to do this, I would bookmark this and come back to it. That's the cool thing. Wherever you're watching this, even if you are doing it, being able to bookmark it and come back becomes helpful.
Good. Inhale, unfurl. And then I usually just kind of like fold my body over to the right, kind of laying on my side for a minute, just to give my spine a little moment to decompress. Take a couple deep breaths in this position. And then when you're ready with an inhale, you can kind of press yourself back up into seated position. We're just going to close out with a nice little Om. I like to get wide and big when I close out. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms up into prayer. Exhale, hands come down, heart center. Give yourself a genuine thanks for showing up for your body and mind and soul today. Om Shanti. Thanks for joining along. I hope your back feels slightly less tense after this little flow. Bye, everyone.
Good work, y'all. All right, Hope, now you can freely roam. All right, let's see what our questions are.
Oh,
let's
questions?
see. But I'm afraid to ask. Ooh, that should be interesting. So we have a question, but afraid to ask. I mean, that's up to you. If you want to share it, we're here.
I mean, there's no bad questions, is what they say, right? I've heard that before.
That's what I've heard, y'all. So again, while we're kind of packing up, I'll also just like feature. I've got my Kufandi sweats. These are like more yoga-esque styled, but I also spilled coffee on them this morning. But
oh no!
Yeah, I like spilled coffee mid live stream. I'm just like, I'm gonna use my sweatpants to soak this up. But so, Cari, can you tell us about these mats and like that? Because like I've done yoga for years, but I know nothing about this stuff, so I rely on you to like kind of set me up. And she's got tons of yoga mats. So this is a, how do you say this, Gaia?
Yeah, Gaia. That's a Gaia yoga mat. Really popular brand.
Gaia.
They've been around for a while. It's tried and true. They've got lots of different variations of the Gaia mat. That's an older one.
I just like the blue.
But yeah, they're a great brand. And then I like to use the Jade yoga mats, which the Jade yoga mats are a little different because they're made of rubber. But I appreciate with the company and their mission and what they do. You buy a yoga mat, they plant a tree. And I found that for non-slip, these rubber mats work really well. However, you know, I end up having to replace them pretty much every year, but it's kind of the deal with yoga mats when you're practicing every day, especially doing more intense practices like I do in teaching. If you get a year out of a mat, that's actually pretty decent for multiple times of daily use.
And wait, what about these rehuts? That's like another thing I always have questions on.
Yeah, so I love these rehut meditation pillows, and they're great for opening up the diaphragm when you're starting to breathe. Yeah, there's tons of different brands on Amazon. I believe that I bought these on Amazon years ago, so I don't think they carry this brand anymore, but it's just buckwheat groat pillows. So any buckwheat groat pillow that has like a zip where you can take out or put in as much as you want to adjust to your body will really help. If you feel tense too, like if your knees hurt in easy pose when cross-legged, these will really help with that too, because it just gives you some more space. So yeah.
Bam. All right, let's see. I'll check in on our questions one last time. It looks like we may have a question, but
yeah,
afraid to ask. I need some yet. Listen up. Hold on. What you got? What you got, Tobias? I'm curious. And then, Cari, if you want to do your thing, I'll just hang out for a couple minutes. I'll wrap all this stuff up. And then if Cari needs to tag in, I'll gladly kick it to her.
Yeah,
I'm a warehouse worker. I am more than 8 hours in work. I'm standing in working shoes very long, and I have so much pain in my feet. Can you help me out? My soles are really hurt. That's a legit question. I appreciate you asking that, Tobias. So I would say a couple things, and then Cari, I'm curious what you might have to offer to that, and then I'll speak to it from a corrective exercise standpoint. So I have a credentialed background in corrective exercise, and then Cari obviously has her yoga and just kind of integrated practices with that. So I'd love to hear maybe your 2 cents, and I'll try and frame you. Here, slide over to me a little bit.
Yeah, so I would say there's 2 parts to answer that question. The first thing that you want to think about is a lot of people think when they have like a pain somewhere in the body that they just need to address that part of the body, but it tends to end up being a chain of things that need to be addressed, like posture, and strengthening in various areas, like stabilizing muscles and things like that. And that's what's causing a lot of the pain. Now, obviously, if you're standing for long periods of time, you're working in an industry where you're going to have to be extra conscientious of foot strength, stabilizer muscle strength, and posture, which of course is definitely a challenge when you're working. So if I were to give advice, I would say you'd want to focus on doing isometric strengthening things for the whole body, as well as focusing on a lot of balancing activities, which is going to help you a lot with that foot strength. You want to start slow and small and work your way up. But ideally, you're getting to the point where you can kind of do a good 5-minute routine on one leg. Because the stronger your feet are and the stronger your spine is and the more you're aligned in your posture, the less taxing all those little muscles in the foot and the stabilizer muscles in the body are going to have to be. So that would be my advice, but I'm curious what you think.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Being able to focus on, a lot of times we think about, like our major muscle groups. So when I say major muscle groups, we're thinking about quads, things like that. And this is another like piggyback question we'll get to as well. But being able to first, one of the valuable things I think about, and this is like coming from a more corrective exercise background of working with PTs. Again, this isn't, by the way, we're neither of us giving actual medical advice. This is just what we would do if we were you. I think it's very important.
Yeah, just a $500 yoga teacher and someone who's been trained.
But not medical
advice.
Not
medical advice. Definitely speak to your doctor. Everyone has unique situations. We don't know your heart conditions and various other things that are all important to factor in.
But to that point, so I think working from stability is massive. So whether at work, if you get a break, stand on one leg, 30 seconds even. That's something I've seen. And I've gone into corporate settings and help their staff do warm-up stretches and things like that. But so when you think about your foot, one of the things I would do, sorry, my feet are probably gonna be a little dirty, but I want to give you a real-time example. So we're going to take our foot, right? We want to spread our toes as wide as we can and then clench them. Spread our toes as wide as we can, clench them. And doing that opening, that extensor and flexor movement will get a lot of strength and dexterity in your feet. So what could be helpful with that is using a towel. So like scrunching a towel, opening it up, scrunching a towel, opening it up. That's like a super simple one you can do at home. And then the next question looks like, do you both know some massage techniques for soles of feet? Could you show me some yet in this live stream? Is that possible? Now they're starting to get into like, hey, are you into feet kind of stuff? Which I'll give you a free show from my side because I don't care about my feet. I don't know how Cari feels about that. I do think that's a legit question, but now we're getting into like, hey, are you into feet kind of question territory?
Yeah.
But
I'm not massage trained, so I'm not going to give massage advice. I would say defer to a massage therapist for that. It's maybe potentially one that's involved in corrective or repair.
Yeah.
But there's also probably a lot of helpful videos on YouTube if you want to get into very specific techniques. I'm pretty intuitive when it comes to my foot massages, but that's not something that I would necessarily give advice on.
What I would say is right behind us, we actually have the Mount Tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Heated massage tool or device.
Let's show that. This thing has actually changed my life.
This thing is super clutch. I don't even have it. This is like, they gifted this stuff. So I'll be honest. I got it for Cari for a Christmas gift. This thing's super legit. For asking, I do not want to disturb. No, you're fine. I'm more of just like saying there's only certain scopes that we can stay within. I would say investing in something like this. So you work on your feet for 8 hours a day, maybe longer. This is a combination of a heated foot massager and compression device. So you can, again, it's not plugged in, but you can turn it on. It's got a 15 or 30-minute setting, heat on and off. Low, medium, high for both your kneading, the massaging technique, as well as the compression itself. Dude, this thing's awesome. Cari can probably tell you more than I can because I'm spending less time on my feet nowadays. I work from a laptop and do a lot of online coaching and running my business. Cari, when she's like hanging with the kids, mostly on her feet, or when she's working, she's on her feet as well. But someone that has been on my feet and been a professional athlete and having to be on my feet for hours and hours and hours, being able to even use like a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, rolling your feet out becomes helpful. But again, to specific techniques from a massage standpoint, I think getting a professional in that. My background from corrective exercise standpoint is more of like what modalities and techniques you can do to strengthen or move. But I would even say take a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, roll your feet out, do things like that can be really helpful.
This Mountain Tracks thing has like kind of changed my life. He got it for me for Christmas. I use it every day, but it's more of like a decompression. I don't tend to have like foot issues. I can't recall ever having foot issues. I've had like shin splints and stuff in high school for track, but this thing, I basically sit in it for 30 minutes. I put the heat. Even when I have it on the lowest kneading and the lowest air compression setting, it's just really nice to get a massage to just kind of relax all the muscles in the feet before I go to bed, especially. And I would probably say that, I mean, of course, you're going to have to talk to a doctor, probably a podiatrist if you've already have some injury or some tension there. But just for purely relieving tension, this thing does wonders. I was telling him the other day that it's probably like the single most thing that I feel like has changed my life as far as self-care and just feeling like I'm giving back to myself and I'm taking care of myself before bed. It's just an easy kind of thing. I plug it in, I turn it on. It takes 15, 30 minutes while the kids are sleeping. And I definitely feel like a different person after. So that's really nice. And then you don't have to pay for, to get a foot massage every, couple weeks. If you have chronic pain, just having that every day, you're going to get massaged more often and not have to pay the same amount of money. So I think that'd be like a kind of easy life hack upgrade that might really help you out if you're on your feet often in any kind of industry.
Especially as a parent, right?
She's trying to eat
She's
dog
got
hair.
that hair. Yeah.
You're trying to eat dog hair.
No.
No.
All right, so hopefully that is helpful, y'all. Again, thank you for the questions. Thanks for tuning in. If you did find this helpful or you want to see more content like this, if you're not already, please follow, subscribe, share it, bookmark it. We'll circle back. Again, we'll be live weekly. I'm going to be having the next office hours on Sunday. And then I may be doing some pop-up content tomorrow or the rest of the week. We'll just see with the kids. And then starting in February, I'm going to be moving the office hours to another day of the week. I'm going to take Sundays completely off where I don't do coaching and work on Sundays, but now I'm just not going to live stream, do any of that stuff. I really do enjoy it, but I was talking to Cari about this before. Kind of taking one day a week to have complete rest recovery, taking almost as the Sabbath, even though Sabbath, I guess, would traditionally be Saturday. But using Sunday as a day for like self-care, connecting with family, even maybe more spiritual practices, things like that. All right, that's going to do it, y'all. I'm going to go get ready for our next coaching calls. Thank you for tuning in, hanging out. Appreciate the questions. Shout out to you, Tobias. And also just a fun fact, if you have commented like Tobias, if you want to screenshot that and send it to my email, lifeofafighter@gmail.com, wherever you're watching this, if you're the first person to comment and send me a screenshot of that, you will get a $70 gift card for today because we hit 700 subscribers on YouTube. So in honor of that for the day, for all the live streams I did, the first person to comment, screenshot it, and send it in. Even if you were not the first person to comment, the first one that screenshots their comment and sends me that email will get the $70 LOF gift card. So take advantage of that. And again, I appreciate the subscribe, Tobias. Yeah, we'll have more content. We'll be seeing you soon. Later, y'all. Pieces.